Hi,
Herman, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing all right. Doing all right. It's been a good day. How about you?
You know what? It's also been a good day. Why has it been a good day for you?
Well, got to sleep in a little bit. Woke up, had my second online class,
Hmm.
which was insanely easy. So got through that.
What's the
Got
class?
uh, it is professional survival.
That's funny. I had Magdalena on last night, and we talked about professional survival. So I'm curious, what's your opinion on the class?
I really like the class. Honestly, it's been a really good experience for me.
Yeah.
Learned a lot. First off, it was my first class actually learning about taxes, which was not something I expected to learn while in art school, but I'm
Yep.
glad I did. So it's been really good for me learning a lot on the technical side of being an actor. So, yeah.
Did they ask you what's your plan for when after you graduate?
We haven't been asked what our plans are, more so them showing us different paths that we could possibly take.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that I like about the class. I mean, Barbara hasn't been there
Yeah.
every day of the class, but she's always had somebody who came in with relevant and important information for each one of us. So I can honestly say that I think everyone in my class, we've came away from pretty much each day of that class with something new that we needed to know.
Oh, for sure. No, I took that class in the fall and loved it. And I really was sad that I couldn't see Barbara show because that's why I believe that she was missing some time because she was doing a show at the
Uh-huh.
Paramount. Which have you heard about her show?
I've heard about it, uh, partially because she talked about it, partially because one of the people that she had come in, the head of Firebird, where she was at.
Okay.
So learned about it from her too, and I really wanted to go, but between class and work and did not have the time.
Yeah, yeah. She did a show at the Paramount this last spring. If that's the same show we're thinking about. And what Meg Falcon told me was what made it very interesting was they casted people who weren't who didn't look like actors. They looked like everyday people, which I thought was really cool. I think the show was called the Sweet I don't even know. It's something to do with success, but I heard nothing but great things and have been kicking myself every day that I didn't get a chance to see it. But shout out Barbara, she's fantastic.
Uh-huh. Shout out, Barbara. Yeah. It's one of the things that I like about Chicago, though. There's always some type of theater going on. So it makes me feel less guilty for missing things.
Yeah,
In a way.
yeah.
It's strange,
Have you been following the National Theater on YouTube?
no, I have not actually, to
So,
my own dismay.
yeah, so
I
they're
mean,
doing every Thursday at 2, aka UK 7 o'clock. They are live streaming a show that they did. And so last week was One Man, Two Governors with James Corden, and now this week is Jane Eyre. I have not seen it yet, but I am very excited and gives me a chance to see quote unquote live theater for a while.
honestly sounds really good.
Yeah.
Like, have you read Jane Eyre?
No, I have not actually.
Yeah, it's a good book. Read it for, I think it was English, my sophomore year of high school, I want to say.
Okay.
Somewhere around there. It's a good book.
I don't remember what I read in sophomore year. I know I read the transcript of To Kill a Mockingbird in freshman year of high school.
Ooh, To Kill a Mockingbird's a good one.
Yeah. But it's weird that I didn't get the book. I got the transcript, which made it even weirder. It wasn't an acting class. It was beginning English for high schoolers, freshmen or something. And so if you're gonna ask why did I become an actor, it was not because we read the transcript of To Kill a Mockingbird in high school English.
I mean, that's a respectable background and origin story, honestly. But
Well, coming soon, my IMDb page. Don't you worry. We should probably also shout out Lori Klinka because that's how you and I met.
Hmm.
Yeah. Speaking now,
Love that woman to death.
I think did I tell you she? Yeah, you probably know. I was her TA last fall.
Oh yeah, I heard about it. I randomly met her on the street one day.
Oh,
Yeah, I was just walking around, minding my business, listening to music, dancing like I do,
oh,
and
good.
just walked by, and I was like, I know that Lori. Had to turn around and say hi. It was great. It was great.
Yeah. What was your first impressions of that class? Because I actually have I have thoughts when I first started, and then that completely changed by the end of it.
For a speech class. Well, my parents, they raised me to always go into a situation thinking that I can learn something. Even if it's a class that I've possibly already taken or I know the source material, always go in with the mindset that you can learn something. So from day one in that class, I was pretty interested, and I knew that there was a lot that I could learn in
Yeah.
public speaking because that's one of the 5 pillars of adulthood, being able to speak in public. So I mean, I was honestly really happy about that class from the beginning.
That's great. It's funny because I forgot who told me, but I thought you did not have to take a oral expressions class. And then until my advisor said, "Where is your oral expression credit?" I'm like, "Oh, that exists," and they were like, "Yep." So I was like, "Ah, crap. All right, what's speaking out? We'll fine, we'll do it." I think Will Petway, shout out Will Petway, they told me about their experience in the class, and they said like they loved it, and Lori was great. And I was like, "All right, fine. I guess you're right. We'll see." And I get into the class, and that first 2 weeks, I think I felt so cocky because I think this was during my time I was doing Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. I had this giant beard, and I was like, I'm in a show, and I can show you people what to do. And then my ego hit me halfway. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Everyone here, I mean, half the class weren't even actors. That made it even more cool. Like we had a computer software engineer. Do you remember that in our class?
Yeah, yeah, Uncle.
Yeah, Uncle. Are you calling him Uncle? Because first of all, that was his nickname, but also, can you remember his name?
Ooh, it's on the tip of my head. I can tell you 95% of the stories he told us.
Yep.
Like the time he was making an app and they had no idea what they were talking about, and they made him go back and do it like 4 separate times.
I forgot about that.
I can tell you a lot of his stories, but for some reason, I can see his face.
I can see his face. He had the hat. Oh, I
yeah.
don't remember. I don't remember.
I'm gonna wake up at like 3 in the morning and just shout out his name because that's when I'm finally going to remember it.
Please text me that name so I can remember.
Will do. And you can like splice in the audio.
Yeah.
You're like, by the way, his name was.
We do like a fact check at the end of the show. Oh, by the way, everyone. Oh, that's great. So otherwise, I saw you on Sunday as part of our stage reading we did, which was just so much fun to do. But otherwise, how have you been during this pandemic?
Well, it's been rough at some points, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody in my family has gotten sick from COVID, at least.
That's
so
great.
I'm doing all right, honestly.
What was making it rough?
Well, for one, I was in my dorms for the beginning of it, and they told us that they weren't going to close the dorms.
Yeah.
And then they did close the dorms down, like after things had already gotten bad in Chicago. So I'm over here trying to pack up all my stuff to leave, which was impossible. So they allowed me to keep most of my stuff in the dorms, but still had to fly home in an airport with a bunch of people that I've never met before who could possibly be sick. So
Yeah.
I was worrying about that the whole flight. Getting home, and actually, my mother, she is at risk for it. So
Oh, really?
it it was kind of rough here for a few weeks while we were getting everything checked out, making sure that I wasn't getting anything to her, and
Yeah. See, that pisses me off that they had to shut down housing. Why do you think they changed their minds? Do you think it's because they were worried about college kids and social gatherings?
I think they were just trying to cover their. Excuse my French
Go for it.
that I was about to use, but I think they were just trying to cover their butts and not have a case on their hands for why they have a dorm room full of kids who have COVID, if by any chance that did happen. Personally, I don't think it would have, because we were all staying in our dorms anyways.
Yeah.
But I mean, I understand why they did it. Hate that they did it.
Yeah. I mean, if they were gonna do it at first and say we're gonna shut down the dorms, not say we're not gonna shut down the dorms, and then say, oh, actually we are. That's a big, forget it. We change our minds.
Yeah, and that really annoyed me, because like I was waiting for them to tell us early on if they were going to, and they told us like, no, you'll be all right. So I went out and bought like $150 worth of groceries.
Yeah.
Then like a couple days later, they're like, hey, so we're kicking you out. So I'm over here trying to get rid of a ridiculous amount of groceries, perishables, in like a week. So we ate really good for that week, and my flight actually got canceled on me twice. So I had to stay at a friend's house for a night, and my quote-unquote payment for spending the night was like 6 rolls of toilet paper and the frozen food that I couldn't take with me.
Oh, that's fantastic. What was the airport like? Was it as deserted, or was it actually more packed?
Oh, it was a ghost town.
Ooh.
Like, when I go to the airport, I normally have to go through security, and that takes 30 to an hour. And that's if they decide not to pat me down, which they normally do for some reason. And like, when I went through the airport that time, got through it in 10 minutes. And that's rounding.
Wow.
It was dead.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ. My dad was going to go to Atlanta the week we got shut down. And I think the Thursday before he was going to go, he was still planning on it. And then we got shut down. And then Columbia got shut down. And then the Thursday before he left, he got a call saying, you're going to drive. And he's like, fine, we'll drive. Because he didn't think this was anything. Thanks, Dad. And then the next day, the people he was meeting canceled. Because it's like, you should not be driving. So, no more road trips for him for a while.
Yeah. And driving that much, you have to like it. So I bet he's not feeling too happy about all that.
Oh, he doesn't mind it. He actually likes driving, he's been doing this job for a couple years now. So he's been, he would drive around Illinois all the time, or Wisconsin or Indiana. It takes a toll. I mean, he's tired by the time he gets home, but no, he doesn't mind it. There's Coke and Sirius XM, so he was enjoying himself.
I relate to that way more than I care to.
Because you are a dad. You're not a dad, Herman, but you act like one.
Yeah, I've been told I have really big dad energy.
I can see that. We had a couple classes together.
There's a part of me that's like, cool, I'll be ready for whenever I have kids at sometime after 30. But up until then, it's fun. I enjoy myself. So
You know what's weird? This reminded me. I had a nightmare. I call it a nightmare, even though it's kind of a dream. But I had a nightmare that at 23, I had a child, like a baby, and I didn't know who the mother was, and I was left alone to have one, like to have it, like raise it. And then I had it for maybe 2 days, had them, and for like 2 days, and I immediately started crying. And then it gets better, and I'm like crying on my mom's shoulder, and she's like, This is bad. I don't know. This is probably bad. She goes, would you like to send it to adoption? And that's when I woke up. I'm like, what just happened?
Well, I personally, when I have weird dreams, I see them as premonitions to a script that I'm supposed to write. And honestly, that sounds like the beginning of a really good one. Like, have you seen The Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith?
Yeah, I love that movie.
I'm seeing it as that being like the beginning of a movie along that path or something like that.
The Secret of My Happiness. And like the poster is like a baby with a price tag on it, and the price tag says free.
Something like that.
Something like that. I think it's because I watched both Stuart Little movies last night for no reason. And yet I started with 2 and not 1.
Well, I mean, do you need a real reason to watch Stuart Little? Like, the
I
movies are fire.
they are. Can I tell you how awesome they are?
Yeah, they hold up.
They
I'm
do.
not sure why they hold up.
Neither do
'Cause,
I.
like, a lot of movies from my childhood are low-key garbage, not
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
lie. But Stuart Little, the movie about a rat adopted by people.
He's a mouse. Be nice.
Okay, a mouse. To be honest, I haven't known the real difference between a rat and a mouse, and I'm gotten to the age where I'm too scared to ask.
A mouse has a lot more movies made about them than rats. There's a difference.
Okay, so what's Ratatouille? That's
The only rat movie I can think of right now.
Okay.
But Stuart Little, American Tail, Tom and Jerry, Mickey Mouse. I can go on forever.
No, see, I need Disney to like pull up an article about how Mickey Mouse is actually a rat. I don't know why I need that in my life now, but I need that in my life. That would solve all of my problems.
I'll send you.
Just finding out.
I'll send you a link. Anyway, so graduation. How do you feel right now about it?
I'm sad for other people.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly, I'm not a big pomp and circumstance type person.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been fine with them just sending me my certificate in like the mail 2 weeks after graduation and not doing a ceremony at all.
Yeah.
But that was before all of this.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people were looking forward to it, and a lot of parents are sad about it. Like, one thing is the fact that my parents dropped, like, I believe they told me $1,000 on plane tickets.
Mm.
It was like either 1,000 or 2,000 on plane tickets for my family because they were going to come up and go to my graduation. So, I mean, that's been an after effect from us not having it anymore,
Mm-hmm.
which sucks. So, I mean, I'm sad for a lot of other people.
Yeah.
But
are you okay? How do you feel about it being potentially postponed to a year?
you know, if we can do it sooner, I'd like it to be sooner, but I understand if we couldn't.
Yeah. It's weird because this whole pandemic, today was like the first day I feel like we had some good news regarding the pandemic, because in Illinois, the governor was saying they're seeing the curve being flattened, which is great. He wants us to take some precaution still. Like this is still the beginning. We're still plowing through, but this was like the first time I feel like, okay, I think we're getting somewhere with this. And I think, and I'm really hoping that by mid-May, we're somewhere. We can go back to not the same normal, but a different normal, a more
A better normal.
I would say a better normal. And that's why I'm like you, I can handle June or July a lot more than May 2021.
Yeah, because I mean, by then I figure it would just be an annoyance. It's like, because our class, we have a lot of people that don't live in Illinois. We have a lot of people that are from outside the country, and
Yeah.
just having to do all that traveling if they don't stay in Chicago just to go to one ceremony.
Pain in the ass.
I figured that would be pretty annoying.
Pain in the ass. Yeah, absolutely. Do you get why though it was? I mean, I get why it was canceled.
Yeah, we're not supposed to have groups of people over 10, and graduation tends to be more than that.
Yeah, right. I get why. I almost feel though. Do you think they made the decision too early, or do you think they did it right?
Well, my brain says they did it right. My heart says they did it wrong.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, if you look at a lot of other colleges, like, they're not even doing online classes. They've just canceled the semester outright. Graduation has been canceled for them from almost the beginning because the semester's just over.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's also the fact that we don't know where things are going exactly with the virus out now. So,
Yeah. I could.
My head says they did the right thing, but my heart's like, people have been waiting at least 16 years for this.
16.
Yeah, you have 12 years of high school and then 4 years of college.
I've been waiting since 10, dude. I want to feel like Tom Hanks and Big. I want to be an adult, damn it.
No, see, my parents taught me about bills at a young age, so I stopped wanting to be an adult a long
Nice. So your last show, was your last show Space?
Yes.
Space was an original play by Kelly Garrett. Listeners, if you're curious more about Kelly Garrett, listen to my other podcast, Are Your Parents Proud of You? She was a guest, and a very lovely guest. Anyways, and it was directed by Ryan Shaw, who was on this show a couple days ago. Look at that. And now I have an actor from that show. I am circle of life. Anyway, so it was an original play. It was done last fall. Should that be your last show at Columbia? What do you remember from it? What do you remember your time from it being like?
Oh, well, first off, I want to start with just saying how much I love Brian Shaw and Kelly Garrett. Oh my God, Brian Shaw, love that man to death. Would do anything for him if he needed me to. And Kelly, from the moment we met her, she spoke like she had planned everything to be poetry. Oh my God. Oh, she's amazing. But for Space, it was an insane experience from the beginning, and I loved every moment of it. The cast, beautiful. Mm-hmm. All of them. Amazing actors and actresses, and the process was amazing. Like, for the songs that we did for it, just planning that.
Beautiful.
The rehearsal for it was so strenuous to the point where there was like one rehearsal where we were all tired. It was like 10 o'clock at night. We're all ready to go home, and we're almost at each other's throats. And then we finally just chilled, and we connected, and just pure, beautiful music and emotion. And it was amazing. Like, when we were doing a lot of blocking for the show, we did most of that. Like, normally we have tape on the ground, and that's how you do blocking. Yeah. Because our set was multi-layered, we didn't get a real sense of that till we got on the stage, which was like a week or two before we opened. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so just finally getting into the space and being able to play on the set was so much fun. And we had so many moments where they were just like, no, you can't do that, that's not safe. But we're like, but it looks cool. Like, for instance, I have a scene where I sneak in and watch the rest of the actors talk for a bit. And for that scene, I start on a second story platform that has one entrance, and that's a staircase that comes from center stage. So everyone on stage would be able to see you come in.
Yeah.
So there were a couple of rehearsals where I would literally just climb up the bars on the side so that I could just climb to the top of the platform. And it took our techies a bit to notice that I was doing that because I was so stealthy with it. Then they're like, Herman, what are you doing to get up there? I showed them and they're like, Herman, no, you're going to break your neck. But it looks cool.
Whatever happened to yes-anding that? Come on.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. And I loved all of the techies, too. That was another really cool thing about this show.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, you don't get to hang out or talk to the techies that much, but for some reason in this show, like, we all hung out together.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't separated, the actors and the techies. We were all chill together. It was really tight, honestly.
And as someone who saw the show, I'm going to yes and saying that set was beautiful. Like, my God, it was incredible to look at, and the ensemble for that show was incredible, and I loved the music. It became fun at first, but then it got more dark and it got more scary. And then by the end of it, it took my breath away when you guys did it at the end of Act 1 and the end of Act 2. It was great. So my hat's off to you guys for a wonderful show. Thank you for providing that for us. That was a wonderful show to have witnessed.
Thank you. And also, shout out to the lead actor, Arthur. Believe it or not, that was his first play.
Yeah, I know Arthur, actually. I've had him, I have him in a couple classes. Did you see him in Thirst?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. He invited me, so I got to see a special performance of it. And
yeah,
he went off. Oh, my God. I got to see the show twice because I was a friend with one of the producers for it, so they invited me. Then I got there, Arthur was there. He was like, hey, what are you doing here? You know I'm in this, right? I'm like, what? I didn't see you on stage, though. He's like, yeah, I'm doing another performance of it. Come back on such and such date. It's like, awesome, cool. So got to see it twice, and oh, my God. The way Arthur acts, he is amazing and extremely expressional. Good rant about the dude. He's wonderful.
I gotta see more things that he's in. I only saw him in Space. I want to see more from him. He's a very good actor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So as we are winding down this conversation, is there anything you want to tell President Kim right now regarding graduation?
There are a few choice words that I could say to President Kim, but if I'm being honest,
Yep.
It's just that I want him to really consider all that graduation means to the seniors and to the seniors' families, and whether if it can still go on. Because, I mean, the way things are going could be in a place where we could have graduation by June or July. And if that would be possible, then I think he should look into that as something that we could do.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's not like we're going to be having classes then.
No.
I mean, the spring semester's not a thing, is it?
If it is, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about spring semester. So, I mean, if that's not a thing, then that means that the school's not going to be doing anything anyways. So the money that they save from not doing that could easily go into redoing graduation. And I feel like that's something that's important enough to a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
to consider just trying to do.
Mm-hmm. Herman, I can't imagine another person I want to talk to right now during the middle of a pandemic. So thank you for coming on the show, taking some time to talk to me.
Yeah,
I
of course. Thank
there,
you for having me.
and of course, if you need anything, I will drive to wherever you are and then drop it 6 feet off.
Same goes for you, Matt. Same goes.
Hey everyone, thank you again for listening to this episode of You Have a Minute, a daily isolated podcast. My thanks to Hermann Hopson for coming on the show and talking to me. A very cool person. I really think they are. They are talented and just fun to talk to. Very easy person to talk to. I can't wait to talk to them again. Talk to him again. He's great. As always, please stay inside, wash your hands, wear masks now, protect yourself. Let's keep flattening this curve. And I wish you all nothing but the best. I'll see you tomorrow.